Good evening, everyone. My name is Atteeyah Hollie, and I'm the Deputy Director for the Southern Center for Human Rights. Many thanks again to Dwayne Betts for helping us to imagine a better world, and to imagine the courage to fight for it. I want to thank all of you for being here tonight, as the Southern Center is near and dear to my heart. In 2002, Ty Alper, who I think is still in here, he was a capital attorney at the office, and he hired me as a college intern. Somewhere along the way, Steve hired me as an investigator. And then I had a 3-year stint in law school, and I came back to the Southern Center in 2010 as an attorney. Over the past 2 decades, I have seen what your support can do. With your partnership, the Southern Center successfully pushed for a statewide public defender system in Georgia, a move bolstered by our legal and policy arms that brought on this historic feat. With your partnership, the Southern Center has stood with Black, brown, and poor people facing execution in Alabama and Georgia, telling their stories, bringing humanity to courts that too often prize finality over fairness. With your partnership, we've had the privilege of representing Terry Pierce and dozens of people like him, sentenced to die in prison, condemned to death in prison, who are now home against all odds. And with your ongoing partnership, we will continue Marissa's legacy of struggling against the remnants of chattel slavery, of racism, of class injustices that infect our courts and our jails and our prisons, and keep Georgia, Alabama, and our Deep South neighbors at the top of the world's incarceration pyramid. So on behalf of the Southern Center, I thank you for standing with us and supporting us in our collective fight for dignity, compassion, and courage. But our work is not over, and tonight is not over yet. We are here to reflect on where we've been, to celebrate how far we've come, and to commit to boldness going forward. We are also here to celebrate our dear friend and fearless leader for so many years, the one and only Sarah Tatanchi. As you all know, Sarah Tatanchi dedicated almost half of her life to revolutionizing the Southern Center and, by extension, the state of Georgia. Now, there aren't enough hours in the night to talk about all the ways in which she brought her fierce approach to transforming the state and our organization, but I do want to highlight just a few. Because of Sarah, the Southern Center is a policy force to be reckoned with in Georgia. In large part because of Sarah's tireless advocacy, we have that statewide public defender system I spoke about a couple minutes ago. And Sarah brought ingenuity. She encouraged us all to find longevity and passion in this work. And she encourages us all to be creative in our approaches to the many human rights abuses we see in the criminal punishment systems of Georgia and Alabama. Sarah's impact has been otherworldly. And we couldn't be more grateful for the impact that Sarah has and continues to have on our organization and the people we serve. Now, we planned to say all these things back in December when her time with the Southern Center actually concluded, but COVID had other plans. We then aimed for a gathering in the months that followed, but COVID struck again and again and again. And as is evidenced by the masks here and the hand sanitizer all left into place, COVID is still here. But we're not going to allow it to dampen the celebration of our dear friend, Sarah. Now, in a second, you're going to hear from a longtime colleague, a friend of mine, Patrick Mulvaney, who is the director of our capital litigation unit, who will share a few more words in tribute to Sarah. But before I turn it over to him, I also want to honor Sarah Garrity. She's another SCHR freedom fighter who dedicated almost 20 years of her life to advancing the Southern Center's mission. During her incredible tenure, Sarah Garrity combined her brilliance with an unshakable compassion in demanding freedom for the people she stood with. And like Sarah Tatanchi, Sarah also expanded the Southern Center's reach. She pushed all of us to name the perverse financial incentives in our courts that derail justice for too many Georgians. She pushed us to eliminate life-shattering policies that strip people of housing and jobs for no other reason than their system involvement. To say the Southern Center has been made better by Sarah Garrity's example would be the understatement of the year. Unfortunately, Sarah Garrity cannot be with us tonight, but I'm hoping that the love and respect and well wishes coming from this building will reach her in her new capacity as a judge in the Northern District of Georgia.